Welcome back. Have a couple of projects we're going to work on today. David's hurt his back, so he's over here doing yoga. But so far, just 2 quick goals, and then we'll see what we get to from there. But we need to take the downpipe off, wrap it, and then also install the transmission cooler. I'm going to make a couple brackets, but yep, let's get going. About to go boom.
Good catch.
Yeah. About to go boom.
Told you I'd come catch it.
Hit it for.
Dig on.
Downpipe is off. Here's our wrap. We're gonna open this up, throw it in some water, and put on some gloves, because last time we did this, we didn't wear gloves and that fiberglass got in our hands. But we're gonna go ahead and wrap this deal up. Swapping out the old frame. Never got used. See, there's no oil in it.
Going with the Mopar.
Mopar 090. Got our pipes wrapped up with our heat covering. And I don't think we're going to put them in yet. We have a brake line down there that kind of want to address that. Make sure it's not going to get burned or anything. Just kind of thinking about getting a spark plug wire cover, and maybe sliding over it. But not sure yet. Gonna move on to the transmission cooler. I'm gonna build a couple of brackets, mount it right in here, and get our lines run. So let's get to it. Set it again. Maybe. Just welded up this little contraption here. I think she's still probably pretty hot. Grab these. And what this is gonna be for. Hey, it held together. Yeah.
That's the drop.
Drop forged. So anyway, gonna put him on here. He'll hold straight. Then we have a notch there. Use our press. See if we can do some bends. Bend. In theory.
Go get the other piece.
He's probably send it.
Bottom. There we go.
Something's happening, dude. We should have done this with the other one. So we've been working on our transmission cooler brackets, which always takes longer than expected. We've been out here a couple hours working on these, but bends turned out good. We're happy with it. We mounted it to these holes that are there for mounting instead of using the zip ties. I don't like using the zip ties, and we're about to drop it in. Going to use some self-tapping screws. Already made some holes, and I made the holes big enough to where the self-tapper will fall in. And that way they'll do their job in the steel when we get on this side. And yes, they will be poking into the engine bay. And I'm just gonna get some vacuum nipples and put over them, keep from tearing hands up as we're working on the car. But that's gonna be, actually we're only gonna be able to get to the top ones through the grill. So the bottom one, we're gonna have to wait until another day, pull the front bumper off and get to those. We just won't be able to get to them, so.
We can get it bolted up and get it plumbed up and get that part of it done, and then
yeah,
finish securing it later on this week.
Yep. So we're gonna go ahead and drop it down in there, and it's looking really good. We'll show you in a minute.
Something just happened.
We made a hole. There's a sharp point behind it.
No doubt about that.
All right, so day 2 of the project, and as you can see, it's dark outside. I've been out here for a while. You know, everything taking longer than it should. It's just, you know, how it's been going for me. But anyways, the exhaust is back on, wrapped up nice, and O2 sensors in, plugs tight, all that's tight. And underneath, go ahead and show you that real quick. Okay, here we are underneath. As you can see, I made a little exhaust bracket, and after it was all done, it kind of dawned on me it needs to be rubberized because the engine is going to be torquing back and forth, so I have to redo that. So that was one of the wasted times today, but it happens. And worked on the transmission lines too today, so I'll show you that. Here's a look at the transmission lines. I did a little bending on them and stuff, so they look really nice actually. And went ahead, you can see the neutral safety wire dangling. It's excessively long, and also we're having a little issue with connectivity on it, so we'll talk about that in a second. But the kick down I also went ahead and attached. I had it off until I figured out what connector I was using up here for the tranny lines. So getting up front here, the transmission line, I went ahead and bent it towards the passenger side like I talked about in another video. And then on the front side, bracket looks good. The bottom bracket, I just need like a 1/4 inch air ratchet to be able to get those in there so I don't have to take the bumper off. But that looks good. Down here, not real excited about the way I had to run these lines. Gonna have to put a P-clip on them to hold them to the core support. But if I can find a front air dam to kind of block this, that would be nice. Just so driving down the road you can't see them hanging down. I couldn't find another way to locate those, so that's what I ended up with. But everything's looking good. Making progress. And then also little things that I did on this side. Went ahead and hooked the coil up to the distributor, and if you noticed in another video, this used to be a long one piece and it was laying on top of the coil, so I just put an elbow in it, put zip ties on it since we're running boost, and then also went and got me a line this morning for the blow-off valve, and then hooked it to the boost reference on the FiTech. So that stuff's, you know, just making a little bit more progress. That'll probably be zip tied together right there, kind of make it look nicer. So that's about all I did today, I believe. I might be missing something. I was out here a while. But the other day, me and David came out here and hooked the battery up and turned some lights on and stuff. So a few things were working. We had like the tail light working and some other stuff, but nothing blew up, nothing shorted out, so that was nice. And then we just found stuff like the neutral safety. You have to jiggle the fitting or the connector on the neutral safety switch to be able to get ground up here. So something that we can jump off for our first start, but we have to get it fixed. I think I'm gonna order a pigtail. I think it's the pigtail that's bad. We have a new neutral safety switch. Then on top of that, we were looking for key on power for this, and I wired it up here thinking I was going to use a portion of the starter relay, which I don't know why I was thinking that. So that's going to be wrong. I'm going to have to undo that wiring loom and find a key on for this, which I hadn't been able to do yet. Everything we found that's key on turns off when you turn to the key to start. So the computer needs to keep running while the engine is turning over. So we have to find a wire that does that. And also the same thing for the coil. The coil wire has to be hot while the engine's cranking over. So I'm gonna wait until I have another person so that we can keep an eye on all the electric while we're doing those tests and stuff. I don't want to blow any fuses or anything. You know, we have a lot of old wiring in this car. So until we figure out it's good or bad, then I just want 2 people here to work on this stuff. But yep, it's getting real close. Next up, we're gonna start pouring fluids in, I think. I need to prime the oil system, and we need to figure out like 4 more wires, and then I think we'll be ready to turn it over and see what happens. So anyway, I'm gonna call it a day. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will see you later.